It's funny because I just was watching a few more videos about that whole Angel Reese and Shaquille O'Neal podcast. And this one is actually from a guy who is also giving his opinion that, Shaquille O'Neal was being creepy and making Reese, Angel Reese uncomfortable. And he was saying, he's 50 some years old. She's only 22, 23. He should not be looking at her like that. It's crazy because you see this happen all the time in the white community. Older man, young girl. Half the times, they don't even be 20 yet. But no one says anything. The moment Shaquille O'Neal has a comment, he's a predator, he's creepy.
Stop.
Yeah.
He's just trying to get some points and likes and all this other stuff and clout.
Who's the gentleman I just saw?
Yeah, he's full of shit.
His name is Conscious Lee.
Exactly, Conscious. Full of shit. Anybody that claim to be conscious is full of shit.
Why do you say that? I mean, first of all, what
conscious is full of shit. Anybody who claims to be conscious is full of shit. Every time, it never fails. Full of shit. Commercial. Regurgitating. Don't know what the hell they talking about. Saying what the next person said.
Well, what do you think about, Shaquille O'Neal was trying to basically say that the WNBA, in order for them to get more ticket sales and stuff, they need to lower the rim, right? Lower the rim and change their uniforms and make them have booty shorts. And some people are saying, why can't they just be watched and supported based on their, skills, their talent? You don't have men wearing booty shorts.
Okay, but that's called delusion. Nobody wants to watch females play basketball.
Why is that?
So here's the thing. Do we want an honest answer? Or
right.
Do we want a quote unquote safe answer? See, this is the problem. This is the problem. Females want nature to change to suit their desires. They're the ones who wrestle with God to get a resulting outcome. Females wrestle with God, and then they get put on their ass. They want to make every man monogamous, but you never found a man who was monogamous. They want to go outside butt ass naked. Nobody say nothing to me. Nobody do anything. Nobody, gawk at me. I go to the gym with these tight shorts on, and I'm bending over all the time. Nobody look at me. They want nature to change and transform to suit their desire and will. No, that's called delusion. You checked out of reality. The truth is, nobody cares about girls playing basketball. Whose fault is it that you want the destiny of man? Get your own destiny. Be your own person. Figure out your own world of being a female. Get the fuck out of men's world and be your own. Decorate your own house. Decorate your own room. Make your own room look beautiful. Paint the walls pink. I don't know. Celebrate it. Figure that shit out. But get the fuck out of our room. Get the fuck out of our house. Be yourself. Stop trying to be us. And maybe you get different results. Oh, why don't everybody support me in being a fireman? Because, bitch, don't nobody feel hopeful in seeing a woman coming to save them in a burning-ass house.
So you don't think that women, basketball, it can be a women's sport as well? It's definitely a male sport.
See, no opinion has to be asked. You simply look at evidence.
And what is that?
How is humanity responding to it? They're not. Nobody wants to fucking watch it. You can't force people and guilt trip people and insult people into watching your sport. That's what they're trying to do. Same thing with Kamala, right? Nobody wants to vote for Kamala. What does Obama do? He comes out with his sleeves rolled up, trying to guilt trip black men for not voting for her based on the idea of, oh, you just don't want a woman in charge. And something wrong with that? Did nature change all of a sudden since the beginning of time? Where men don't want to be ruled by women, led by women? Nature change? Oh, I'm misogynistic for answering to my nature. Ooh, I can go along with the idea. You understand? You see what's happening here is that they want to be us, but you have to change nature for them to be us. They go get BBLs, sex changes and all this other stuff, girls dressing like boys and everything else, because society protects them in playing this game. But when nature cannot change for them, they get frustrated and they start insulting and shaming people, guilt tripping people into complying with them. Nobody will watch you play fucking basketball. If they did, they would.
But do you think that's because it's not? Do you think that that's because it's taken time to catch up? It wasn't the norm at first?
No. It never has been popular and it never will be.
Wow.
It never has been. Okay, do you think women's basketball just started? No. It's been around since I've been in fucking high school. Women's basketball did not just start.
Well, I know that. I, too, myself played basketball. So I know it's been around for a while.
Okay, so outside of college, nobody gives a fuck. When you leave high school and college, nobody want to watch that shit. So they gotta make drama and all kind of other things to attract attention to it, guilt trip people and all this other stuff. If people wanted to watch it, they would. You're not going to change nature.
So is that why you think that Shaquille O'Neal would have said, well, make it more interesting for us to want to watch it? They got to wear booty shorts?
Shaquille O'Neal is being honest. But according to feminism, you're not allowed to be honest. You have to say what's politically correct and agreeable to the feminine ideal. Okay? So he's getting an honest observation according to who he is in the generation he was born. He was born before this became the spirit of man to submit to feminism. We got to remember that too. He's given an honest opinion from his generation. Okay, before feminism affected the psychology of males. He's given an honest opinion. And the honest opinion is from his professional observation, that's what you're going to have to do if you really want that type of attention and money to come over to your sport. Because you're not going to get it the way you're going about it. Because you're not a fucking man. You're not a man. Lower the basketball rim so you can reach that motherfucker. Instead of being so prideful and arrogant and thinking that you can reach it, knowing that nature has not provided for you to reach it. See, that's called arrogance. I know that nature has not provided for me to be able to reach that damn basket. But I'm so stubborn in my arrogance. Oh, I can be a man. Whatever a man can do, I can do. Oh, they can do it, I can do it. Bitch, you're not a fucking man. Nature did not provide for you, accommodate you to be able to pull that off. So put it where nature has provided for you to do it, so that you can have a good game to watch. So on top of that, you still might not get the results. Yeah, put booty shorts on. Y'all the ones that talk, females are the ones that talk the world. That it's for them to use sex to get their way. They didn't teach it. They're teaching the world that. They're setting that standard. They're setting that precedence. And they're doing it in such a way is where you better not say anything about it. You better not shame me about it. You better not comment about it. Let me do what I want to do. They're the ones that get that message out to the world. So Shaq ain't wrong on no level about what he's saying. Truth is truth, and it hurts. It's disturbing.
Well, his daughter's playing basketball. Do you think he would want to say the same thing to his daughter?
Yes. He's not the one crying about it. Angel Reese is the one who's making the most noise about women's basketball.
I understand, but there are people who are commenting saying, "Oh, he's saying this to Angel Reese. Would he want his daughter to wear booty shorts and other men to view his daughter the same way?"
See, Angel Reese is not advertising. Angel Reese is the one who's choosing to advertise herself that way. He didn't set the precedence or initiate the idea of Angel Reese presenting herself that way. Angel Reese did. So he's following what she herself set as a precedence of her image and character. His daughter's not on the headlines for that. She is, because she chose to be on the headlines for that. She's seeking that attention. She's seeking that recognition. She's seeking that image. She wants to be that person. But when Shaq mentions it and calls it out, it's a crime. It's just like the girl at the gym. You got these spandex on, you want the attention. You want people gawking at you. But the moment somebody says something, they're in trouble. They're a creep. They're the bad guy. This is what female.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's a predator. Okay, but his daughter is not doing that. Angel Reese is.
Well, I definitely don't agree with them calling him a predator. I mean, he's definitely making his comment. He sounds definitely like a mentor who is checking her, to be honest. Yeah.
He's handing her back her creation. Hey, you created this image. You created this idea of yourself. You created this, this suggestion, and I'm just passing it back to you as a proposal that maybe you could just use what you already created to do it and just lower the hoop. That's what you want anyway. Let me throw $1 million at you. Maybe you could do me a little favor or something. That's how you present yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he's having the guts to be honest about what he's seeing. And notice he said, don't edit it from the tape. He asked them not to edit it from the tape. You understand?
Now, some will say that Angel was in her own, personal life. She wasn't on the court. That was her personal business. She was out and about. She could do what she wanted to do when she's not on the court. So why would he then say, well, that's how y'all need, if y'all want more people to watch the game, WNBA, y'all need to be dressed just like that. Some will say, why can't she wear what she wants to wear in private? Now, I seen the shorts, and let me give my opinion. It was inappropriate to me. They were like panties, boy panties. They were revealing too much for you to be out in public like that. That looked like it was underwear that's meant for only in the house for your significant other. You know what I'm saying? But to have your cheeks out like that and then say, well, they're sexualizing me. You've sexualized yourself. I'm definitely not in agreement with that. And nor would I want to even take my daughter or my boys to see a women's basketball game if that is going to be their shorts that they start wearing. I know Shaquille O'Neal said that. And yeah, it will definitely drive more men to the games. I don't think it's going to drive the women there.
It's something you're forgetting.
What is that?
They're making the great about money.
Yeah.
About able to earn a certain amount of money. Not about rather or not there being examples and inspiration for little girls. That's not, you're on a different point than what they're making. The gripe that they're making is that we need the same pay. So he's given a solution that if the pay is the reason that you have the gripe, then I could tell you what you could do to get money moving in there. Again, he's not saying what's popular. He's saying what's true.
Okay.
So if you dress like that, yeah, you're going to get your check. If you lower the rim, you're going to get your check. Those are two things that you could do to guarantee a check. Because obviously you're not interested in being a role model any damn way.
Mm.
So what's the fucking gripe? What's the problem? Your motive is to be a sex symbol anyway. So what's the problem?
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin Clark, the only one who treating it like something honorable or noble. But she's a white girl. So you can't say nothing. Angel Reese, the one who put herself in that position. Angel Reese is trying with all her might to be a sex symbol. Can't even walk right in the damn heels. The bitch can't dance, can't walk right in the heels. She trying with all her soul and might to be a damn sex symbol. It's not in her spirit. It's not in her energy. She ain't built like that. But she's so damn hard to be a sex symbol. She doing that to herself.
Even though in her one of those interviews after the game, she was saying she's tired of people sexualizing her.
Yeah, and then you turn around and sexualize yourself over and over and over again. You go to her, you go to her channel, and all her videos that she putting out on social media, she's sexualizing herself, trying on different skimpy outfits, going out with revealing stuff, on wilding out, booty shorts and all. Girl, stop. Please, stop it. Crocodile tears. Think it for somebody who believe it.
Well, and let's talk about that. There are women who don't understand what that comes with. If you want to be sexualized, you want to see yourself and post yourself as quote unquote sexy and in sexy revealing clothes, there's a lot that comes with sexualizing yourself. And I think they want to take the good and leave the bad out. But there is no, right.
Nobody's allowed to be honest no more about nothing. You're criminalized for being honest.
Do you think it's wrong for women to sexualize themselves?
Huh?
Do you think it's wrong for women to put themselves out there as sexy and present themselves in certain outfits or whatever to basically say, I mean, what's wrong with me looking good? What's wrong with me looking sexy on my social media accounts or out in public?
It's unsafe and it's a liability. And the unsafe and liable nature of it is something that they're not willing to take accountability for, nor do they have a solution for on their own without getting others involved. So it's unfair for them to come outside like that, to behave like that, to dress like that, because they're not the ones who solve those problems. They get other people involved to solve those problems, and now the problem spreads. That's what's wrong with it. You create problems that you yourself cannot manage.
And what's those problems, potential problems?
Huh?
What are those potential problems?
Okay, for example, you go out, rather it's you from your household or rather you with your husband's. Okay, either going to be from your father's household or your husband's household. Your father's household includes, all of your relatives, obviously, male relatives, brothers, cousins, uncles, nephews, whatever else, okay? Including the father. Now, you happen to be married, those of that household, okay, including your husband and those males of that environment. These are your protectors, per se, people who actually have a responsibility about your security. You're the first one who has a responsibility about your security, not somebody else. You are first. Character is what protects you before anything does. So when you skip over that and you assume that somebody else is supposed to show up after you create chaos, after you create a breach of security, now somebody else has to risk their life for something that you yourself could have managed or prevented. So step outside is something inappropriate. Somebody say something. Now your father has to defend your honor. Your husband has to defend your honor. Your brother has to defend your honor. Your boyfriend has to defend your honor. Now somebody getting shot because you want to put something like that on. Now somebody getting their ass whooped. Now somebody in jail and need bail money. You know what I'm saying? But those are things that you yourself can manage without calling 911.
So there's some women that There's women that think that, why can't I go out in what I want to wear, and men just have self-control?
Because now what you're doing is you're putting the burden of responsibility on the man's character and strength. And that's not fair, because that's your responsibility to secure yourself first through your character. That's responsibility to manage yourself, to not create that which should not be created, or create something that you're not willing to manage. So when you step outside like that, are you willing? Are you able to? Do you have the capacity to manage what will be a consequence of it? If you don't have the capacity to manage the consequences of you stepping outside like that, it's inappropriate for you to do.
Right.
I'm good because that person's going to manage it. My brother's going to manage it. My boyfriend's going to manage it. My husband's going to manage it. My father's going to manage it. No. You're demonstrating your lack of love for your brother and your father. You're demonstrating your lack of love and respect for your husband, your boyfriend, because you're provoking them.
Right.
You're putting them in harm's way. You lack concern and care for their security and yours as well.
It's amazing that women will dress a certain way to attract men, but there's no filter there. You want to attract the man you're looking for, that you want, but think that it's not going to be like honey and attract all bees or all flies or whatever. It's going to attract every man out there. The bad and the good, the comments and the compliments. You know what I'm saying? And that's amazing that they want to dress like that. We as women want to dress like that to feel sexy, to seem appealing, to seem attractive. We know what we're going out there to do. We understand we want looks. And I'm going to definitely have another conversation about women dressing for other women, because it's really not for other men unless you're revealing something. But for them to think you're not going to get the bad ones as well is insane. That's true insanity. Right. Because the good ones seem like, to me, wouldn't even be interested in looking at you when you dress like that. They only really think you offering one thing, and they definitely don't want that. Or they might hit it and quit it one time, but they're not looking to you to settle down and offer anything to, because you're displaying yourself. You're sending the wrong message.
Well, that's what's ironic about it. That's the irony of the situation. You're only going to attract what is going to end in disappointment when you use that as your means, your point of attraction. You know, you're attracting what results in disappointment. There's a laziness to discover and innovate and create an alternative for women to express their femininity, express their beauty, express their softness, express their attraction in safe, honorable ways.
Yeah.
That laziness is leading to a copycat culture. I'm just going to see what everybody else is doing, and I'm going to do that. Where the fuck is your identity at? Who are you? Did you ever sit down and try to figure that out? Because for some reason, all y'all bitches look exactly alike. Exactly alike. Same wig, same lashes, same ugly ass nails, same painted, drawn on face, same swirlies on the side. You look alike. Who's going to figure it out? Whoa, wait a minute. I can be myself. Who's going to figure it out? To understand that ultimately you want to express your beauty, but you can use your creativity and innovation to master a new way of expressing that safely without putting yourself and others in compromising situations. And maintain your respect at the same time. There's a certain kind of man that you're going to attract with that.
Yeah.
But those are kind of men that they tend to leave unread. They got all these rules for. They got all these checkpoints and long lists of expectations and whatnot and all these other things because he's a quote unquote the good guy.
Mm-hmm.
But the ones who attract through being so raunchy, you ain't got no rules for him. First night. She it's like, you know, like being a hypocrite.
In what way?
Subconscious fear of attracting who you know might be good for you, because that would require you to show up with some discipline and maturity in your life, and you're not ready for that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So I don't want to attract the right kind of guy because I can't have my fun. Because my palate and appetite for fun is still not advanced. It's not matured yet. So I can't see myself settling down or getting focused with somebody who will take me serious or respect me, be responsible. Oh, I don't want that. Like, that's boring. That's lame. That's green.
They want it, but they don't want it.
Consciously know that they don't want, they're not ready to attract that.
Wow. That's serious right there.
Understand?
Yeah.
I'm not ready for that because you're going to leave him unread anyway. He comes up to you like a gentleman, treats you right, respectful, all these other things, and you got a million rules for him. And he can't even hold your hand for 6 months. Question about this, question about that, red flag this, red flag that, but Pookie come up with pants sagging, bullet holes in his forearm and everything else. First night, draws down. No problem. Then you mess around, have a baby 2 days later. No problem. Gosh. And you don't know the nigga last name. But you got all these rules for Mr. Right. But you popping out babies for Mr. Wrong.
Why are women attracted to Mr. Can't Be Right? Mr. Wrong. As Mary J. Blige says in her song, Me and Mr. Wrong.
You don't feel worthy of yourself. You know, low self-esteem. You don't believe in yourself. You don't love yourself. You don't respect yourself. You don't feel like you deserve anything better than that. You get with Mr. Right, you'll sabotage it anyway.
You know, what's really sad is, do you think that people such as Angel Reese, they are definitely supposed to be role models, or some people say that they are? They themselves would say, that's not what I signed up for. I signed up to play basketball. I wasn't trying to be anybody's role model. Fact is, you're going to be people's role model. You want to be a role model on the court, but not off the court. Do you think she definitely sent a message to younger women, younger girls, to dress like that?
It's no question. It's impossible not to. She's up there, and whether she accepts it or not, she is a role model. She is an influencer. And the point is, for her to say that she is or not, is the only difference is whether or not she accepts that responsibility. So regardless of whether she accepts the responsibility or not, you're still an influencer and role model to the youth, to all little girls, to all young girls who look like you. You're teaching young girls who look like you that everything that you do is okay and it's what's to be aspired to, including your contradictions.
Now, someone say she didn't look any different than some of these other female rappers and things out here.
Point. That's the whole point. That's her goal. That's her aim. She wants to be that image. She don't want the reputation of being a basketball star. She's using that to catapult her own selfish image. She don't want that. That's just a means of her promote. It's kind of like when a girl gets with a you know, like Lori Harvey, like you get with a superstar or you get with a celebrity so that it can promote your own image. But it's not about him. It's the fact that you're using him to put yourself up to the top of the stage so you can absorb attention and sexualize yourself to stay there. And you have the hopes that this is going to lead to you getting a check in doing so.
Right.
And greater access to somebody who has more money.
I think that I can see that.
I'm coming out of myself through sex, then I can have access to an icon who has money. So I don't have to keep my sex to get, to get this status. So I can just go over to a guy. It's like you're trying to get up to a place very high and you got a monkey branch from one to the other to get up there. That's what Angel Reese is doing. This ain't about basketball. She could give a fuck about basketball. She don't care about basketball, because if she did, she'd be more like Caitlin Clark. Clark really has passion for basketball. Angel Reese does not have passion for basketball. She has passion about herself being a vixen. She wants to be a vixen. She ain't cut to be a vixen. She ain't built like a vixen. Just tall and fucking lanky. The bitch don't look like no damn vixen, but she trying to. That's what she's aspiring to. She wants it so fucking bad. And when she gets up there, she think, oh, damn, when I get up there, by using this basketball, I could just get with me a basketball player, give him a baby, leave his ass, child support, lock his ass down, then go to another one, and I'm set for life. I can sit on my fucking ass. Come on, man. This is the formula of the American attractive female. We see it. We see the play over and over and over and over again. How can niggas not catch on to the play? She's not bright. She's not very smart. She's not advanced. So anything that she does is of the instincts, not of intelligence. So to find a pattern of instincts, you look at what occurs in society. Society runs off of instinctual patterns. And instinctual patterns of females like this is always going to be the fucking same. I use basketball to promote myself, to brand myself. And I use sex to accelerate it because I don't have intelligence and talent to do that. Caitlin Clark got the talent and the commitment and the discipline. Even though I might be a talented basketball player, Caitlin Clark is better than her because Caitlin Clark is disciplined and dedicated and focused. She busy worried about how her ass look in the camera, how pretty she could look from this angle, who checking for me, who comment, what celebrities I can hang out with. She trying to brand herself in the celebrity world so that she could look across from that and pick somebody, you know what I'm saying, to get a check and an image off of.
I was going to say, and that might not necessarily bring more fans to come watch her, really.
No, that's why I'm saying it's not about basketball. It's not about basketball. It's about herself, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Her aim is not to solve the problem with basketball. It's to solve the problem of herself, her own crisis and her retirement.
Now, let me ask a question. Clearly, when Shaq was making the comment about the shorts she was wearing, she was like, all right. And she felt what people were saying. She looked like she was uncomfortable. That's amazing that some women could be feeling uncomfortable when you address what they're wearing, maybe at a different time than when they wore it. But yet you don't feel uncomfortable when you're wearing it.
I know why, though.
Why?
Oh, why? Because, you see, females teach themselves to override their intuition. And when you get back into a situation where you're not pressed to initiate the creation of something by or through overriding your intuition, you have already created that thing by overriding your intuition. So now that you come back to yourself and your intuition is speaking, it bothers you when somebody makes mention of it, because when somebody makes mention of it, it goes through your intuition that you overrode your intuition to create that. Your intuition told you that that's not for you to do. It's raunchy, it's skeezy, you know what I'm saying? It's sleazy, and so, and all these other different things. Females override their intuition every day, coming outside in tight ass shit. Every time you take a walk, you got to pull the skirt down because your ass coming out. Your intuition is screaming at you. Like, yo, put some clothes on. What are you doing? Why are you out here doing this? But you override it because you're trying to create something by overriding your intuition. That's called self-betrayal. So when somebody comes back to mention to you about what you were creating through that, you feel ashamed. Because anytime we go against our intuition, we feel shame. That's what placed in the garden. Who do you think was talking to us? Who do you think God was in the garden? God was your intuition in the garden.
Wow.
And it betrayed God. They betrayed their intuition. And in betraying their intuition and doing what the fuck she wanted to do, Eve, they started seeing themselves as naked. That's the first time they realized they was naked. It's because they betrayed their intuition, which is God. You see? Okay.
I think that's when she realized she was naked. Angel Reese, when Shaquille O'Neal pointed it out.
Yeah, because it's like a moment of accountability, and accountability is a kryptonite of females.
Ooh.
That's anything but accountability. I can create what I want. I can do what I want. Just don't hold me accountable to it. And that's what Shaquille O'Neal was doing in a very clever way. Made accountable to what she herself initiated and created.
And this is why he said, let me finish. Like, you're going to get this lesson. She's like, all right. Don't want to hear it.
So people think that it was about Shaquille O'Neal's personal interest, but really it was about him examining her. But people didn't catch that. See, Shaquille O'Neal is not stupid like Angel Reese. Angel Reese, I'm sorry, her elevator don't go all the way up. The bitch is slow. Shaquille O'Neal ain't nobody's dummy. So a lot of people who's observing that situation, you think that he's speaking from her level. He's speaking from a very high level, but he had to come down to her level to give her a very wise and high and lofty point to observe. And that's what people are not catching.
Now, I want to put a pin right there and kind of do a sidebar here for people that may be listening to this or whatever. It's interesting that when you've made comments about the women, the word bitch comes out. And I haven't said anything. We've talked about this before on one of the other talks. But it's funny how women could all of a sudden be offended. So now they're like, I don't want to hear the message because he's calling me this word bitch. He's using this word. But yet they will listen to music all day long that's saying bitch. They will call themselves bitch to their friends and everything. Is that where it comes back to the accountability? Now there's excuses of why they don't want to be accountable. The message may be true, but now they want to find something to pinpoint to be offended at, to say, oh, well, he's calling us a bitch. Now we don't want to listen to what he's saying. What he's saying is not true. Or, why we got to be bitches. Well, you don't stop your Pookie and Ray Ray from calling you that. Oh, you my bitch. You still listen to music that labels you and refers to you as that. You still have your best friends where y'all are referring to each other as, yeah, hey, bitch, what have you. What do you say about that? Explain that a little bit more. I know you said you definitely don't mean to, but what do you feel about how women will accept the term or the word or the label sometimes, but when someone's speaking truth, this is a way for them to, not accept truth because of, oh, well, we heard the word bitch, so shoot the messenger and not take the message.
So I go back to the Holy Quran. And according to what Allah explained of what took place in heaven at our creation, Allah asked Iblis, which is Lucifer, to prostrate to Adam, his new creation in his likeness and image. He asked all who were in heaven to prostrate before Adam, and it was Iblis who had a problem with that. Lucifer had a problem with that. So Allah said, I know what you know not, which included, I know that something is inside of you, such as pride, and I'm going to reveal it. So through Allah asking him to do that, it revealed the pride that was in him. Now you're exposed. So Allah told Iblis that he would have to expel him, for his disobedience, okay, through the first and highest sin, which was pride, okay, from heaven. So what Lucifer decided to say to Allah was, because you set me out of the way, because you set me out of the way, I will make proof. I will make evidence. I will be on one to show and prove that they were worthy to bow before me and not me before them. I will make a proof. I will prove my case if you give me time, if you give me respite. But Iblis said, because you set me out of the way. Now, what was wrong with that statement is that Iblis pushed the blame to Allah so that he could absolve himself of any type of guilt or accountability. So this is the same thing. Because you set me out of the way, I can no longer listen to this. Because you said that, because you said this. No, bitch. It's because you don't want to hear the damn truth. Mm-hmm. And deal with it inside of yourself that you actively reject the truth.
Mm. That's good. Because you calling me out, I don't want to accept the truth.
And this is a perfect excuse for me to just go ahead and dismiss myself without having to wear the image, reputation, or idea inside myself or from others' observation over me of having heard the truth but turned away. You gave me a perfect excuse. It's kind of like you having a challenging conversation with someone, and they're just waiting for you to slip up and make any type of character flaw so they could dip off into that as a topic or highlight that point instead of actually talking about the subject at hand that's burning their ass up. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know that the topic at hand is burning your ass up, so you can't wait till they make a slip up so that you can make it about that instead of about what's burning your ass up.
Mm. Okay. Well, I definitely wanted to get clarity on that, because I don't want people to get sidetracked, and not listen to the message, then get hung up on specific words that are being used when they're normally not hung up any other time. You understand?
Right.
So I definitely wanted to kind of ask that. But going back to that, do you think that women can demand respect without clothes on?
We only get as much respect as we demonstrate to ourselves.
Mm. And so you're saying if they are revealing a lot, then they don't respect themselves.
Yes, because ultimately the message that you're sending out is that you don't respect yourself. So I can't have two contradicting messages, in my image. And then, I want somebody to respect. Like, for example, I'm always showing up with dirty nails and, dirty clothes and all this other stuff. I don't comb my hair or, I got bad hygiene, but I expect people to respect me or hold me in high esteem. No, it don't work like that. Mm-hmm. But the image does, it does matter. Yeah. The image that it does matter. And people ain't slow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So true. So true. As I was
dog poop all over the place, right? Mm-hmm. After you eat your food, people that's walking down the street eating their food and all this other stuff, you think they're gonna think twice about throwing a soda can on the floor or a piece of plastic wrapper on the floor? No, they gonna throw the trash on the floor because that's what everybody else doing.
Yeah, that's what they see.
Set the precedence.
Yeah, that's good.
It's man's nature to be attracted to a woman. It's man's nature to be inclined to a woman. Her whole body is a private part.
Her whole body is a private part.
Yeah, her whole body is a private part. You got people that get off on feet. Come on, man. I mean, I'm not one of them, but there are all guys out there who really
I know. Foot fetish, yeah.
Yeah. So her whole body is a private part. So you just exposing all of that. That's called witchcraft. When you use the body to generate result, That's witchcraft. When you use the face and personality to generate result, that's magic. So we got combinations of magic and witchcraft that's being worked through females, and it's problematic to themselves, to other marriages in the community, and to society overall, and to the nature of men who are very confused in themselves, where we have to evolve and change our nature to accommodate her betrayal of her own nature.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was talking to someone today, and the comment that this young lady made was, when I was saying that it's in a man's nature to look at a woman and be attracted to a woman or what have you, and so you should cover up. And her reply or response was, why can't he have self-control? Why I got to be the one to do that? He should have self-control. What do you say to women who feel like, well, why are we being blamed when the man is the problem? He the one don't have the self-control. He's the one acting animalistic.
Because it's unfair to ask someone to change their nature to accommodate your desire for convenience, to accommodate your artful expressions of yourself. You want me to change my nature so that you could be artful with your personal expressions.
Mm-hmm. I like that. It's not right to ask someone to change their nature. That's like asking women to stop being so emotional. That's in their nature.
Yes. How the hell are you out here expecting people to change their nature? No, put some fucking clothes on. Mm-hmm. If you don't want a man to look at your ass, cover it. If you don't want somebody to look at your titties, cover it. You don't want somebody looking at your pussy, cover it. Because it's our nature to look at that and desire it, to lust for it. Mm-hmm. It's our nature. It's not true, we're perverts because we look. No, it's our nature that we look. It's what we must do. That's our fucking job. God sent us down on a holy mission to look at ass and titties and get happy about it.
No.
That's my job. It's my job to look at any ass, titty, and pussy that's out in the open. It's my job to look at that motherfucker.
Oh, gosh.
That's my job.
Yeah.
He shouldn't look. Oh, you're just being misogynistic. You're animalistic. They shouldn't look. Excuse me? Okay, so a dog shouldn't bark. A bird shouldn't sing. What are you talking about? Testosterone in the blood demands and commands us to look. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
That's what testosterone does. It commands us to look.
That's serious. Commands.
Yeah. It's a command in the blood. It forces us to look.
Interesting.
That's why it's witchcraft.
And people don't know that they're doing witchcraft. Women don't know that they're performing.
Witchcraft is a power over the psychology and the nature. It overrides the instincts.
Is there another word to use, or is it just definitely just witchcraft?
No, it is witchcraft to use the lines of sexual force in nature to get result.
Wow.
You're using the lines of nature because nature cannot be overcome except through your highest frequencies. You cannot overcome your nature except through your highest frequencies. Mm-hmm. How many women walk the earth in their highest frequency? Excuse me? You got 800 people, only 20 of them is in their highest frequency. Mm-hmm. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
But you expect men not to look? Excuse me? We got to be in exceptional frequency not to look.
Now, why do you think we as women feel like men are supposed to have this filter on? Like, well, you're not supposed to look because you are 20 years, 30 years older than me. You're not supposed to look because you are my cousin. You're not supposed to look because you are my brother's best friend. You know, why do you think that they feel like there's got to be some type of...
Because there's two things going on. First of all, there's a new age thing where the generations before the internet and before commercialism didn't get to see, didn't get to witness, didn't get to know, doesn't hold the memory of the fact that males have always chosen down in their selection and women have always chosen up in their selection.
And you're talking about age reference, right?
Age, status, money, and height. Age, status, money, and height. All three. Okay? Your granddad, your great-granddad, or whoever else, his wife was 10 years younger than him. His wife was 13 years younger than him. His wife was damn near a fucking child when he had babies.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the case with all our fucking grandparents. All right? And as time got more modern, there became more of an equivalent to who you're dating, who you're, interested in, who you're seeing, all of these other different things. So it's new as an observation that men should not be expected to look at who is younger. No, men always look at who's younger. Women always look at who's older until modern conveniences came into play. When modern conveniences came into play, that changed those dynamics. So that's a very new standard of thought for society. That has always been fucking case. Now, when you look at the other side of this, as far as the whole age argument, is that I'm losing my train of thought. The age argument.
Well, you also said social status and height.
Yes, social status and height. Okay, so women always looked at a man who shows exceptional financial, stability and standing and influence, capacity, obviously, to afford her security, to children's security if she should have children. The family will want to verify that with the man as well. This change in modern times with feminism, because feminism empowered the female and disempowered the male. So now the female comes a little higher than the male often in most, cases because of corporate strength. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that dynamic is not necessarily the case anymore. Height still remains a factor. That one has never been overcome. That one never did change.
So it's not necessarily that I guess I'm trying to get a better understanding. It's in his nature to go up. Down. It's in her nature to go up. But why do you think women feel like if they expose any parts of their body, this person, this male, regardless of the relationship he has with her, is supposed to know better? There's supposed to be some level of responsibility or morality. No, you're too young, or no, you're my cousin, or no, you're my sister or my brother or whatever.
Because it's the enforcement of it's the enforcement of delusion. For example, it's the same thing with children. When you in America teach and reinforce it to the youth that 18 years, the farther back you go, the younger you are as an adult. The younger the expectations are put on you as an adult. But the more we become modern, the more it's reinforced that you're a child later and later and later and later in life. So somebody could be like fucking 25 years old and people still calling them a kid. The parents still treat them and talking to them or referencing to them as children rather than adults. So it paralyzes them. It makes them what we speak them to be. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you're 18 years old. Oh, he's just a child. He's just a baby. No, the fuck he's not. You got motherfuckers like Napoleon Bonaparte and Alexander the Great and all these other people leading platoons at fucking 14, 15 years old. You understand what I'm saying? So people going into, World War I was, fucking 15, 16-year-olds. Wow. You understand what I'm saying? Your grandfather, your great-great-grandfather started the family tree at fucking 15, 16 years old. So adult and child is being pushed more and more and more according to what we say it is. And so this becomes the expectation of the adult on the child and the child on their self. So if you're saying I'm a child, okay, fine. So I'm absolved of responsibility. So I'm just going to do this and I'm going to do that because I'm obviously absolved of responsibility. It's the same thing with women. They're absolved of responsibility through feminism. You don't have to be accountable. You don't have to be responsible for what you do and say. You don't have to be accountable for how you behave. You can enable the court system when you want. You can turn kids into weapons. You can act a damn donkey and nobody's going to say anything to you. They're going to go straight to the male and chastise him. If you're beating a man in the street as a woman, if you're beating a man in the street, nobody's going to say anything. But if a man is touching you, everybody's going to be up in an uproar. Okay? So this is how they have been enabled. This is how they have been deemed by society as absolved from responsibility and accountability. Thus, the behavior follows. The mentality follows that I'm absolved of responsibility, so I'm going to act like a fucking child.
All right.
Look at the girl last summer. If it was summer, I forgot her name in Alabama.
Oh.
Who had all in the air, choppers and all this other stuff. She, listen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to happen to her and all this other stuff. Some story of a baby taken off in the woods and all these other things. What happened to her? Because she's a girl, it got swept under the rug. Oh, no problem. Leave it alone. Maybe she was stressed out. I used to be like that too. And it was a hard. Y'all just don't understand what people be going through. But when a man does something, all hell breaks loose.
I think she did get some time.
Yes, she got time, but she didn't get accountability.
True.
It's because it's like the hands are tied. Okay, we don't want to give you time, man. We got to make, we don't want to uproar. We don't want, so we gonna give you a little slap of a year. Okay, how much of that year you gonna do? 4 months on parole? Come on, man. Is that house arrest? You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Do you think men are checking for women that are modest or fully covered?
Yeah. Men who have the capacity, to take on responsibility of family, most certainly are looking for that. Men who don't have that capacity, they know where they're at. And men are very good at being honest about where they're at in their status and not, being so damn delusional about what their status really is. So they're going to get into play. I'm looking to play because I can't afford, to have the capacity to secure a woman. So I'm going to play.
And so those are the ones looking for half-naked women.
Pretty much.
So women who are half-naked got to understand what exactly they are getting into.
Because guys who take chances with those kind of females, they don't have nothing to lose, obviously. They obviously ain't got nothing to lose. When you got something to lose, you make totally different decisions.
I'm almost wondering if Angel Reese had a, friend, family member, publicist, someone that told her to become more of a sexual icon.
Of course. Because, see, it's a sisterhood thing. The sisterhood itself is sick. It's toxic, ignorant. They mislead each other. The sisterhood does not include every woman, okay? But the sisterhood is the culture of the African-American female today. It's her culture. And it's her culture that they teach each other to take upon these predatory ways, these strategies. So if they see that there's a female in the family and the blood who has the capacity to switch over in their own lane and brand herself, they're going to promote her to. Lori Harvey's mother taught her to be a damn predator like that. Mm-hmm. And somebody behind Angel Reese teaching her to do the same damn thing. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You need to build up your status so that you can get one of them celebrity guys, get pregnant by him, strip his ass of his money, leave him, and then go to another one. Or just, Me Too his ass. Anything. It's all kind of shit you could do out here. It's a free bag.
Wow.
It's many avenues that you could go. But you got to get on that status so you can pick one of them and we all win.
Or even if it's a matter of, to get more paid for appearances, she's got to become this sex symbol. Yeah, endorsements, things like that. I'm just talking about even appearances like at a local club or event or whatever. She's sexy.
Right. See, she understands that she has to go through a man to become that. If she doesn't have talent to rely on, she got to go through a man to get that name and status. Mm. Every female who went the route of not using her own talent or product, okay, or business strategy and such, okay, like actual businesses, different things like that to get there, they use a man's name to brand themselves. And then they go on their own for that.
So would you say Amber Rose did the same thing?
Huh?
Would you say Amber Rose did the same thing of what you're speaking of? Used a man?
Of course. Wiz Khalifa, for example.
Or she actually used Kanye West first.
Yeah, exactly. Kanye West, Wiz Khalifa, you jump to a man who has name and status. It builds up your name and status. Now you're a brand. You hurry up and get some products while you're still hot. And then, you put some sex behind it.
Same thing as Black China.
Yeah, same thing. They use men. They catch the light of men and they run with it and illuminate themselves and then go brand it. And then you got the trifling ones who just, hurry up and get a baby as fast as they can.
Okay.
There's no accountability, so why not? Nobody's going to say, oh, she trifling. Oh, why she do that? Oh, she why? Nobody going to say nothing to me. They're going to say it all to the man. So why not do it? Ain't nobody going to say nothing to a female about, these dirty strategies. They're going to forgive her. They're going to let her off the hook. They're going to overlook it and look the other way. They're going to smooth it out. She's going to go on a talk show. She's going to cry over her little makeup, come up with her excuses about, oh, I'm evolving and I'm changing and in my journey, my spiritual journey and all this other bullshit she's going to say. And then they're going to forgive her and go on. And the guy is the one who takes the weight.
The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by guests on this podcast are solely those of the guests and do not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, and positions of Shannon P., the host, and the business associated with this podcast. Shannon P. and the Can You Relate podcast crew are not responsible for any statements made by guests and do not endorse any opinions shared unless explicitly stated. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by guests on this podcast are solely those of the guests and do not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, and positions of Shannon P., the host, and the business associated with this podcast. Shannon P. and the Can You Relate podcast crew are not responsible for any statements made by guests and do not endorse any opinions shared unless explicitly stated.